Last night, some of y'all liked my little comment about how daft I can be, and this is that video to explain why. When we are in a positive mindset, in a good mood, in a position to where we feel like everything is going right, things tend to go right. When we get into a position to where we feel like the world is against us, nobody cares, nobody wants to help us, then that's what happens. I've always been a firm believer that if you look for something hard enough, you're going to find it. Now, that can work both ways. If you continuously look for the negative, if you look for the things going wrong, if you look for the bad, it's going to happen. Sorry, I just got my hair cut, so I got fur going all over the place. It's going to happen. If you're looking for that negativity, you're going to find it. It's going to breed within you. If you're only focusing on the positive, and you're looking toward that positive, and you're trying to find that positive, it's going to find you. The universe is funny. There are a few laws in nature that are true laws that will continuously run no matter what happens. The first one is the first law of thermodynamics, which says matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only changed in form. So if you think about that seriously, and I mean seriously think about that, we are energy beings. Yes, we are matter as well, but we are also energy. The energy that we put out is the energy that we get in return. It's a Buddhist theory called karma. And it truly, honestly works. And I'm telling you guys this because I have seen it firsthand. Because I started paying attention. When I started to get into a negative rut, my life was affected negatively. When I pulled myself away from that negative rut and kept running toward the positive side, everything has gone positive. You want something, you visualize it, you put it out there in the universe, you ask for it. And then you start to get happy because you know that you're going to get it. And that's what you have to do with everything in life. If you want that promotion, start visualizing yourself in that position after you've asked for it. And then start being grateful. I heard something last night and it really clicked with me. It was called the attitude of gratitude. And it really does play true where when you keep yourself happy and you're grateful for the things that you have and you're grateful for the advantages that you're getting and the advancements that you're getting, more will come your way. We look at some people and we go, how does he do it? How is he doing it? Why is it only working for them and not me? It's because you're focused on the negative aspect. You're not focusing on, well, what do I need to do to make this happen? You know, there's one theory that I kind of have a little bit of an issue with. I'm still learning, just like the rest of you guys. And it was visualize it. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. Just know that it's going to happen. You don't have to control it. And you don't have to know. Oh, excuse me. Personally, I like to know that it's going to happen. But I like to also know that I'm doing everything that I can to help make it happen. I've talked before about distractions. And distractions can be both good and bad. I recently went through a situation where I got distracted and sidelined only to get picked up in a better position. Because I was so focused over here, but what I really wanted was over here, my distraction still led me in a circle and I still ended up back over here anyway. It just took longer because I decided to be an idiot. Focus on what you want, what you truly want. And I've told you guys this before, write it down, visualize it, and do everything in your power to make sure that that's going to happen. And I'm serious. You know, you've got to make sure that you're pushing toward it every day. The reality of the situation is you control what happens to you. No one else is in control with what happens to you. If you let them affect you, you are still controlling the situation because you've allowed it. Don't let them. Yes, I know, okay? It's hard because we deal with these negative emotions. But we've got to start getting better at controlling our own emotions. The anger, the sadness, the depression, the anxiety, those are negative emotions. And yes, we all have them, I understand, but it's a matter of feeding into the positive side of the negative and looking for the positive in everything. In even our darkest hour, our darkest time, there is still a positive because there's a lesson that can be learned. We just have to find it. There's so much out there that can be so much more for us, and we can be so much more if we just take the initiative and take the effort to go, I'm not letting that control me anymore. I'm going to correct mine. I'm going to focus on me. I love me. My past is not who I am. It's a culmination that's led me to this point. I am who I choose to be from this point forward. I love the person that I am. I love the skin that I am in. There are a couple things I need to work on, and I will work on them. If you sit there in that continuous mindset of what you don't want, you're only going to attract what you don't want. But as long as you sit there in that positive light, that positive emotion, that positive feeling of, I want the good stuff will come. I recently talked to a friend of mine, and we really sat down and we thought about it, and this is one of the things that I really said, this is why I said I've seen it. I've known him and his ex-girlfriend now for quite a while. And I say ex because unfortunately I didn't know how to help fix the situation at the time. This was a situation from a while back before I really started into my studies. But I look back on a lot of this stuff for affirmations of what I'm learning and for examples, and re-looking at situations really helps. Well, long story short, he was accusing her of cheating. And I know personally that this woman would never do that. She's not that kind of person. But he continuously pushed to the point to where his negativity fed into the rest of the relationship, and it forced her away because she got tired of getting accused for something she wasn't doing, and then his negative emotion was just not conducive to their situation, to their relationship. It was a very bad situation. There's no other way to put it. It got to the point to where he was always angry, he was always upset, or he was always sad and moping and depressed, and she couldn't deal with it anymore. And honestly, it's I get it. You want the person that you're with to be happy. You want them to be happy with you. You've got to arrest your insecurities and lock them away. Get out of that. Stop with the I'm not good enoughs. Stop with the I'm not pretty enoughs. Stop with the bullshit. Because they're all excuses. They're negative excuses. You need to really look into the situation of, I am worth everything I want. I am worth everything I want. I am worth everything I want. And continue saying that. It's reality. You've got to be able to understand that is reality. There's so much in our lives that we control that we don't even realize we're controlling. A friend of mine told me that I need to change my thought process. And this was a few years ago because like I said, I was going through my own stuff. And I looked at him sideways, not understanding what he meant. And I've always, like I said, I've always known that, positivity begets positivity, negativity begets negativity, like attracts like. It's just the reality of the situation. And I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. And this was probably about 3 years ago, right about the time I had my knee surgery. Well, actually it was before I had my knee surgery, because while I was down for that month after my surgery, I really had an opportunity to focus and to think. And I took a lot of extended drives trying to think and really process my life and process what was going on. And that was where I felt the change. it was a good change. It was that positive influx that I needed. And then, feeling that push and that drive, and then all of a sudden I get into another position to where I'm getting overwhelmed in a negative way because of outside forces, because I allowed them control in my life. I've since pushed that negativity away from me and out of my life, and my life has gone back into a positive realm. I listen to a lot of what you guys tell me. I listen to a lot of where you guys are at in your life, and I reread a lot of my conversations with you guys, because what you're feeling is very real. They're very true emotions. They're very real emotions. The only problem is those are negative emotions, and you've got to really push yourself into more of a positive situation. One of the young ladies that I was talking to when she was going through some stuff, I explained to her that you've got to do things that separate yourself from that negativity and do things that bring happiness to you. The next day she went out and bought a fifth wheel camper trailer. She said, I got some stuff I've got to do to it, but this really takes a load off my shoulders. And I got to talking to her about that, and it was, she found a way to take a negative situation and turn it positive for herself, so that way she could definitely set into a lifestyle that she wanted. She found a way for her and her kids to now be able to spend that quality time together that they also desperately needed, and really drive themselves forward. I haven't heard from her lately. I'm actually going to be checking up on her today. But last time I talked to her, she was in such an excited mode, and that's what I'm getting at. She found something that created a positive, and it bred more positivity in her life. And it's true. You've got to find those little positive points. It's a connect the dot. You find those little tiny positive points, and you got to start drawing your roadmap and connecting those lines. And don't worry, if you step off the horse a little bit, it'll circle you back around. It might take a little bit. Don't get frustrated. It might take a little bit, but you'll get there. Just stay hungry, stay humble, and stay happy. No matter how bleak, how dark life can be, because trust me, I know we've all been there, myself included, there's always a silver lining. You've just got to find it. And yes, you might have to cut everybody out of your life and start fresh. And it sucks. But that might be what you need. It might be where you need to be to take care of you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's not a thing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with starting over. I've done it. I know a lot of other people who have done it. You guys are amazing beings, amazing creatures. You have so much potential. Your mind is the most powerful organ in your entire body. I told myself 3 years ago I would never be sick again. Other than a little spot of food poisoning the other day, I have not been sick in 3 years. And even then, I don't even think I was really sick. I think I was just nervous in my stomach about something, and I just couldn't get past it. But I went back to work the next day like nothing was wrong. You've really got to take control of your emotions and take control of your mind and take control of your destiny, because you control your future. Your boss doesn't control your future. Your coworkers don't control your future. You do. You are the one that is fully in control of where you go and what energies you allow to run around you. Consider yourself a giant magnet. Charge yourself positively, and you will draw other positives to you. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. I love each and every single one of you. All the support I'm getting from you guys is huge. I really do greatly appreciate everything from all you guys. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Please help me get this out there. So many more people need to hear this. It really is a journey that I can't wait to take with all you guys. So that's my little epiphany, my little wow moment that I had last night. Glad I got to share it with you guys. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.